Hey there, folks. I wore my best attire for this one. Sometimes I make jokes about a whole lot of things. Sometimes talking with a real strong, backward Southern accent. It's because I'm just having fun. I love everybody everywhere, man. I mean, y'all are cool. You've all had lives. See, I see that when I look at you. I see the lives you've had in other bodies. Um, it's a transient stage that you're in when you're in a body. It's temporary. The bodies don't belong to us. We think it's the very first thing and last thing we have to hold on to. No, it doesn't even belong to us. Okay, you're something different. You're a conglomeration of different energies. Uh, Basically, three of them put together to make a body. There's the what they call the Kundalini, the two different parts of your core energy. What they call the two snakes, the old Indians, the old India people from India. Easy for me to say. It's real early. I haven't had my shower or shave or nothing. I had to get this out quick. But what they would call the Kundalini, the two snakes going up and down. 40%, the smaller one, 40%. That's the actual part of the spirit from the body, Gaia, and then it's ascension, it's spirit, ascension energy, and then also there's your personal spirit that came into the body to have a life. That usually constitutes about 60% of it. Let me get this over with. 4:29 a.m. What day is it? Wednesday, November 18th. I'm way past when I was supposed to get out of here, and that's kind of what this one's about. I'm gonna get a hold of my baby doll out and here we go again, honey. She's not here right now. I'm just saying. Um, Around Holland, the Netherlands, but it gets harder and harder for me to pronounce certain words. Love my coffee with my Chihuahua tea. It does amazing things for me. La 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 la. Um, I've talked about a lot of stuff over the past 2 years, whatever it is. Actually, 7 years. It's seven going on a little past 7 years, but publicly it's been well, more isn't a public. On the internet, it's been a couple of years, I think. I don't know. Anyway, when people first met me, they look at me and their spirit guides, the ones that I'm talking about, people that are awake, like your different quote unquote psychics and stuff, whatever name we want to use to describe ourselves. Um, I call everyone metaphysical practitioners. Okay, um, you practice your metaphysical abilities. Simple. And it's like when you talk with someone about stuff going on in their life, you're a consultant trying to give them advice, not a reader or a psychic or something like that. That's how I look at it. Whatever words you want to use, great, love you. Just saying, that's all. It's also the best terminology that fits within the legal parameters that we have to deal with all these nincompoops that are everywhere, inside and out of governments, walking around in the street. By that I mean people who aren't awake, who don't care, and who are some of them very controlling, or at least wanting to be. I need to get this mic a little closer because my throat's messed up. It's supposed to be. Anyway, um, a lot of the metaphysical practitioners that I'd come up to, some of them would look at me and actually see me, and inside they knew who I was. And most often it would be a happy thing because they know me, what I am, not Jay, but what I am. And it's always nice for us to see each other again. But some people would look at me and smile because of the energy I put out, and then all of a sudden almost go into fear mode. And some of them would actually run away. I do brush my teeth at least once a day, so it wasn't a bad breath. And it's nothing negative hanging around me. My energy level is really strong, always has been, but now it's just, I think what the description used today is stupid or something like that, ridiculous. No point of brag, just saying. If I really wanted to present an image or come off a certain way, I wouldn't be dressed like this, okay? All you know me, that I'm just what I am, and I'm good with that. I just want to know the most I can about what I am, and I hope to help you do the same, for who you are. So anyway, and some of them would be told by their spirit guides, run, get away from this guy. And they would. They'd get the hell out of there, and I'd feel bad, and I couldn't do anything about it. They were told that, well, the name they use on the other side and everything a lot is called Destroyer. I'm strong, I'm aggressive only when I need to for protection, and most all you know that. I come from something that's compassion, it's love. And it's learned how to develop honor, but it was made with incredible fortitude to protect. That's all. That's why I always use the name, love to use the name, the janitor. When you all have your hard day at work, and then when you leave the office, that's when I want to come in and clean things up, fix what's broken, leave everything nice and tidy, and then go. I never planned on being here this long at all. Not that I was so much planning on it, but I didn't even see it. And the reason why is because at the last moment something was changed. And it was a good decision. I'm going to explain a little more about that while I talk about some other things also. So anyway, excuse me. In the very beginning, the first two beings, separate beings made to have lives, were the strongest focal points of a being called Lily and another being, of a being called Lilith and another being, spirit, spiritual being, spirit being, sentient energy called Aramalius. Okay. We're going back there 1 second. One of the most important reasons, most important reason for me to be in a body. Wow, it's early, and I'm got souls bugging the heck out of me. A bunch of idiots running around. I'm going to go there too in a minute. One of the most important reasons I had to come here. The most important was getting rid of what was on the other side, control and everything. Period. Okay, it wasn't to make your lives wonderful as far as this moment, but it was to fix everything. So you could all have wonderful lives, or compared to what we have now. You're supposed to have stress when you're in the body. That's how the spirit grows. But you are not supposed to be abused the way you are. When you die, wait a minute, I got to finish this. I jump all over the place. This is the first book, Creation, its beginning, and your origin. This is how everything started. Folks, this is the truth. Okay, now you won't find it in your other silly books, your Bible, the Torah, Quran. No, sorry, that's just a bunch of crap made to literally impose abuse, controlling abuse on you. I mean, it's silly. And then what happened thereafter? That's this book right here. Okay, this should have been 6 books. As I wrote this, now I've left you all kinds of information that's on the internet. It's free of charge because everyone has to know. I didn't come here to make money. I did produce a system that is pulling money in that goes right out to helping y'all. Okay? Let me ask you something. Where's my designer overalls? I don't even have that. I don't want it. Before I go, and that's not too much longer. I can't tell you when because I don't know. And also, the one who's controlling this is Lily, the main body of Lily. She's going to say when. If I really understand for a fact that she's in error, then I'll take care of myself. I'm leaving, okay? But it's not going to be until it's right. And right now, I can't. And it's not just the best reason because of the thing that's most important to me, my other half. It's also the best reason because that's what's best for all of you. What everyone needs now is another male and female that's set up to totally change creation. The male thing comes out, finishes destroying everything that's a problem, and then the female part comes out and runs lives and gives love. Okay? And those two bodies, things like I told you, by 2020, things are going to be incredible. It'll blow your mind. Okay? And by that, I don't mean, you know, your burp and flowers come out of your mouth. I mean the fact that there's so much abuse and stuff gone. It's incredible. Our friends in space, okay, they're going to come in, but they're going to overrun. They're going to have a lot of help, but they're going to overrun their controlling factors so they can come here. Everything in space benevolent? Hell no. Everything on this planet benevolent? Yeah, duh. Nah, not quite. Is there some really good stuff out there? Yes. But folks, it happens on the other side. It has to happen in the second dimension. Okay, boom. Happens in the second dimension, and then it filters down here to the third. A lot of people talk about the veil becoming thinner, or some people say 3 o'clock in the morning, the veil is thinner. Yeah, bull crap. Okay, what's in me? The actual piece of air that's inside me, the primary huge focal point, I built those dimensional walls. They're not coming down. They're not thin. Not anywhere. That's an expression for people to understand there's times when it's easier to connect with the other side. It doesn't mean that the veil is thinner. You talk to some of these pilots that have starships that actually fly through the barriers, you ask them if they're getting softer. Okay? They'll tell you no. Anyway, sorry folks, I get really frustrated with the situation that we're in, and it's not y'all's fault. It was the first beginning, male and female. Who do you think came up with torture? The actual acts of torture. Who puts those thoughts in people's heads? This is how you get the most out of going into someone and screwing with them. This is how you can give them the most pain. Where does their muse? What is their muse? Where does it come from? I'll tell you where it comes from. It came from the original first being male and female. But actually, it mostly came from the female. Ladies, not trying to pick on you. I'm just saying she was the one who ran the lives. But the male, he was in her all the time. They were sick. Okay? So anyway, this issue, just getting away okay, I need to finish this leaving thing. When you come out of a body, you immediately have to start dealing with the emotional baggage you bring with you, the stress, the abuse, and everything else. I've said that the way we measure time on this planet, that if when you get out of a body, you should have a minimum to 100+ years, whatever, to 200 years minimum before you have another life. We have not been doing that. Okay? And who's the worst of that? Me. I've had over 10.846 trillion lives. Okay, with an average of because other planets are bigger, okay, their year system is actually a lot more time than ours. So if you average it out, I average 237 years per life, and I average about 27 years in between. About something about that. I don't know why 23 is sticking in my head right now. My head. See, it's so easy for energy. It's so easy for energy to just touch you. It just touch your skin, goes in, and then poof, it'll start messing with you. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how big and bad you think you are, or how spiritual you are. It doesn't matter, folks. Okay, the stuff, it just touches you, it goes in. This is a sponge. These bodies are almost like a sponge, except when you're inside it, you can't get out. But for something to touch it and get in, yes, like a trap. Okay. Now, example of this. One morning I woke up. I was awakened. Okay, I mean, my senses went off. It's like, bam, what? You know, boom, I jump up. I sat up in bed, and with my own physical eyes, I saw this. It was like this. It was huge, and a big black blotch, and then it went to my open doorway in the bedroom, and then I focused my pineal, and I saw who it was, and then the door frame like this. He was like this, just sticking his head over there, and I said, "You." I said it out loud. I was so pissed. I said, "You," and then he went, "Whoa," like that, and he ran down there. Actually, he's someone that I've been pissed at before, but he's not a bad person. He's negative, 37% negative. Okay, he can't help that. He can't help that at all. He's a soul. And then he ran away real quick before I could attack him, which was good because I could see him, read him. I knew who he was, but it wasn't until he was a little bit away that I actually could see, okay, this is a friend. So I was annoyed, but I wasn't, that need to attack had, calmed down. So then I went downstairs and I went to the sliding glass door, and all of a sudden I'm looking outside and there's this huge oak tree. Karen loves it too. There's two squirrels just going down, playing, chasing each other. And I just looked at that and I said, "Oh, that's so cute. Look at those poor little miserable bastards." And I'm like, whoa, okay, where'd that come from? So, because when I was walking downstairs after getting up, I said, I hope that that negative thing didn't touch me. All it does is touch your body, and it puts some of that negative attitude in you. Then you just literally relax, and then you tell yourself, "This does not belong to me. I don't want it." And then you imagine it just coming off or flowing it, or just relax your body, and Gaia will take it. Okay. This earth is so cool, and not everybody. Excuse me for saying that, but so many people want to attack her. So, we're going to slide off that for a minute and go to the soul thing. These souls, it doesn't have to be negative to touch you and get in you because the body's like a sponge, okay? These souls are going crazy now. The large parts of the huge source energy, there's three large pairs. Again, this book, that's what that is, okay? It tells you how everything came to be and how everything got started. And these books are a very, very slow read. I've had friends that I love say, "Jay, man, I've read it 6 times. I'm going to do it again." I said, "Cool, please slow down." The editors that create Space, they said, "Look, this information isn't anywhere. Your paragraphs are short. We like them longer. But we had to keep them short because there's so much information in there. People, it's a combination explanation of it. Like it's me having a conversation with you, but there's so much information in there. It's like a textbook. Okay? And there's not things telling you what to do. There's nothing in either of these two books which is controlling. This is eye-opening. It's not controlling. It's not a religion. This is the truth of how everything started and what's out there, written to you by the oldest spirit there is, okay? I was made in the beginning for 3 things: to protect the original first being male and female. They said the reason why we're calling you are the protector. We're not going to call you crap. You're the protector. And you're literally going to protect us. You're going to protect everything we build. And when something else comes out of the first dimension, the same way we just happen to be created out of nothing, by nothing, just by happenstance, by sentient energy and some other stuff in there, which is again explained in the first book, the one with the gold color. And I said, sure, okay. They said, whatever comes out of number 3, whatever comes out of that first dimension, you're going to beat it up and abuse it and control it for us. I said, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, sentient energy, and you don't understand much of anything until you start having lives. That's why we do it. So then I started having lives, and I went back to him and I said, okay, let's talk here. You know, when I said having lives, I mean few, less than 10. I figured something out real quick. I said, number one, okay, protect you. Yeah, I got that. Number two, protect everything else that's created and everything else out here. I got that. Number three, nah, don't feel good about that. And that was left alone because there's nothing else in there getting ready to come out yet. Excuse me, folks. I'll bet you. Yep. It's my baby doll. It's Karen, my better half. Anyway, so that was so much to explain, to try to get out there for you to consume information. You consume it. It's like number 8, numerology, and then once it becomes understanding, it comes together. That's number 2, harmony, coming together, and that's an understanding. And the more things you understand, then the compilation of understandings is called wisdom. Life is so simple if you can detach yourself from this aggressive, reptilian, abusive type creation we have. And you can do that when you go inside your head, when you go flow down inside yourself, your head, your body, and everything, and just relax. People, you take yourself to a place that's inside yourself, which is aside. You still exist, okay? You're still in a certain area, but you're within your own creation. You're within yourself, okay? Now, when I say within your own creation, don't think you can go create stuff, okay? Like the law of attraction, that's a joke. Okay, Michelle used to be in that when I first met her. She wasn't in it too long, although she'd spent a lot of money in there. But she was trying to find the spiritual way, just like everyone else. Karen was beating hell out of the internet for years, and people just amazed at the amount of information she consumed and just throw it away because there's nothing there. It's like the source chat, the source page, whatever source family group on the internet. You all running around chasing your tails. You keep looking for someone else to tell you something, and you know what? You don't take the time to relax and go inside yourself and find the truth. I've blasted you all a few times, and here's one more publicly. Okay? You're all honor and disgrace to me. Okay? You're dishonoring yourself. Screw me. I don't matter. Let me tell you something about me. Nothing can kick my butt. Nothing can kick my ass. Okay? I was made to take care of that. That's my job. But I'm also something of love and compassion. That's what I am. I never wanted to say that either. That's my job. That's what I am. I don't want for myself. You look at Karen, same way. Just a minute. We have so much love for everything. It hurts to feel it. That is what's going to run creation until it finally finishes figuring out how to do it best for everyone. And then it's going to teach all y'all how to run yourselves. And this doesn't take eons and eons. It only takes whatever. I don't know if it's 100 years or something. But in the meantime, you're going to understand more about yourselves, what's going on. And the third dimension, the physical dimension, must understand what else exists around it. You have to know who you are, number one. Number two, you have to know the true environment that you live in. And this is having a life. It's not living. There's a difference. Your spirit that goes in a body goes out. It's like 5 days a week. You're at your nice house. You're floating around. Everything's cool. And then for 2 days, you put on a jumpsuit like a body. And then you go out and run around, do stuff. And then you come back. Then you take the jumpsuit off. That's what it's like coming in and out of the body. Death, I can tell you more about death than anyone. It's not that big a deal. Now, having said that, why is it that we suffer so much in death? Why is it that I could be taken to the point where I'm just about to die, and then Lily's body brought me back. That's nothing I got to go talk about. And then she literally brought me back. She did that so that I would know that yes, it was time for you to go. But at the last minute, she made a change of, a decision to change her mind. So I woke up that next morning, which was November 2nd. Anyway, there's so much happening. And all these little sick souls, they're so stupid. On the other side, as spirit, sentient energy, when you're not attached to a body, when you're arrogant and everything else, you're just stupid. Arrogance and stupidity work hand in hand, big time. Not being able to process thought properly, this, what somebody would want to call stupid, which is kind of a mean term. That doesn't mean it becomes arrogant whatsoever. But when something is really arrogant, it's being stupid. That's all I'm trying to say there. Anyway, I realize I'm jumping around a little bit. There's too much to say, not enough time to do it in. I'm dealing with stuff hammering me outside of my body all the time. I can block some of it out. I'm always working on a time frame. So anyway, back on point. It's imperative for the third dimension, the physical dimension, to understand its true place in creation. You need to know these bodies are temporary, and you need to know that you can come right out. Okay, now, this thing about dying. When the original first being male and female, okay, they like these physical bodies because they put you in there, you can't just come out. When you're in a Fey body, it's easy to just relax and float out of it. Okay, when it's time, you just do. That's the way it's going to be forever. Okay, these physical bodies, almost all of them are going to go away. But the idea is you can come out of the physical body without going through all, this crazy duress. It has to be allowed, and that's the problem. It wasn't being allowed at all on the other side, and some changes have to be made to the body anyway, to the physical bodies. And that's enough about that. That'll be taken care of later and not needing to be discussed. Anyway, the issue with death, the original first being male and female, the more they abused you, when you have a life, you come out of your body, you go poof. Okay, if you have a life where you're stressed hard, it's more like poof. Okay, it's bigger. That's the whole thing. Okay, is to grow the size of your spirit. That way, when it was time, and the time was December 21st, 2012, on Earth time. Okay, for this fifth age. Actually, we're in the sixth age now, but whatever. It was the turning from the fifth to the sixth age. The Earth was supposed to turn on its poles, and it didn't. That was about 86 or something. It didn't because the large part of Aramelius was still alive then. He still existed, and then he literally kept the Earth from turning. It's not that big a thing when you're big source energy. Anyway, so excuse me just a minute. These little idiots never learn. These souls are bothering a lot of people, breaking up relationships, doing all kinds of things, and to my the people that are here, Souls Essence and my source family that came from Lily and me, Lily and Ara. You all need to realize you need to literally put a sphere around your head, the metaphysical fighting, and literally put a sphere around you, your whole body, enclose it, and move it off you. You'll feel your own energy. You'll feel the sphere move off you, and then you just build up the heat inside and just go to kill it. And if you can kill it, fine. Don't expect to, but you'll be able to mess it up so bad it can't do anything, and then just push it away. And your head say, "Jay, take it." And what's outside of me is doing that all over the place all the time. Okay. Anyway, so the idea of the original male and female giving you more abuse in your life is to grow you bigger. That's funny. And then December 21st, 2012 is when the original male and female wanted to take the actual spirit mates together that had grown big, put them in one of the new universes that's already built waiting on them, and then they just, boom, send it out there. Okay? They put you in it, and then you put your energies together, Your energy fluxes. You have like a soft explosion, which, by the way, is spirit. That's pretty heavy. Okay, we do similar things in a body, but there's an incredible feeling behind it. But you put it out, and then poof, you send it everywhere, and then this big field opens up. Okay, and then it's like when you put water, pour water on top of a car. That you just wax. The water is a sheet of water, but then as it thins out, it becomes little orbs or globules of water. That each one of those becomes a soul, some bigger, some smaller, and different variations of different energies, of different frequencies of energy, but all sentient, and then they grow. So the idea was, the bigger you grew the spirit before you did that, then the more spirit beings, the more pieces of spirit there'll be. It's like giving animals steroids to make them bigger, so they get more meat to sell. Okay, can't stand this. You have no idea how much I can't stand being in this body, but at the same time, while I'm here, I'm going to do what I have to do, what I need to do, because that's what I have to do. Anyway, so that was the whole idea of growing you, and then by having more spirit, they didn't want to do that to give the blessing of love everywhere. Yes, everything's wonderful. No, folks, if you got that thought in your head, okay, good luck with it. Love you. Good luck, okay? That's not what's out there, and what's coming isn't that either, okay? You're here to grow. That comes through stress, striving, okay? But not abuse. That's wrong. Everything's set up wrong. That's why these physical bodies are leaving. Anyway, so that all this extra increase of souls and spirit, mostly soul, almost all souls, but them growing like that, that's more spirit out there, a higher number, and each one of them is supposed to go, praise Mother Father God, praise Mother Father God. That's the whole thing that was supposed to happen. Okay, they were growing a bigger audience to applaud them. Yay, Mother Father God, we praise you, and they go, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I say praise sucks. Okay, prayer sucks. Well, prayer is a little bit different. If you pray for something where your heart's asking for help, oh, awesome. That's just saying, please help me. What the hell's wrong with that? Nothing. But when you go to praise something, say it's better than you, nah. That's where you actually cause issues for yourself. So anyway, another problem with there being, with this event, if it would have happened, there was another problem. All of you that I haven't touched yet, you have abuse frequencies inside you. And but the more you're stressed, and then you get shoved back into a body before you get, well, you want it because you see yourself stronger, powerful, you're this big monster. No, it's not like that, but you think it is. When you come out of the body, you see yourself, feel yourself stronger. But because you don't have the time to release all these issues, these emotions, these emotional issues and stuff, and frustration, fear, all these horrible things that you pick up when you have in a life, especially if the life has been stronger, hit stronger for you, then literally inside you develop these weird little sick frequencies. When I started going in y'all, the more I could focus, the more I was seeing these things. I'm like, what the hell? What is that? It's not normal. It's not a normal frequency, because when I see you, that's how I know you are. That's how I know who you are. I see you. I see what you are inside, frequencies, energy. So anyway, I said, well, the hell with that. I started pulling the stuff out. Well, what was going to happen was there was about to be an explosion of new spirit everywhere. Thousands in the universes. Okay, over 3,000 new universes is what it was going to be. Now there's less than 2,000 new universes. The other ones were folded back up. It's not that big a thing, really. Whatever, to a scientist, to me, it's not. It's simple. It's like me going in your head and doing stuff and increasing the size of your brain. To a scientist, that's like, woo! To me, it's nothing. It's just it's getting out my mop, whatever, fixing a doorknob. All of you can't you can't do that. You need to be source, but you can do incredible things that you never would have thought possible. Traveling around space without a ship, pretty cool, and you don't burn much gas. Okay, and anyway, literally by stopping that event from happening, that, well, I saved myself a lot of trouble, but it's about creation, not growing into something that's horrific with all those abuse frequencies in it, okay? Because that leads everything like this. You all started growing while you weren't even in a body from all the abuse frequencies in you. Creation was sick. It still is, but the cause of it's done. It's like if you have cancer and you finally cut out what's wrong, the actual cancerous part, then it can have a better chance to heal. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. That's why that's what they were doing. That's what was stopped. And now creation is going to start healing. Now, going back to the Lily and Arrow thing, as I remember being part of Arrow when it was just one body. And Karen can remember being part of Lily when it was just one body. We remember. And then as Lily and Arrow kept having lives, kept growing and growing. Remember, these two beings, incredibly powerful. In the strongest two single beings that there's ever been. Okay? Energy size, density matter, incredible. Incredible amounts of love. Lily's energy, it's very strong, but it's very loving. Ara, very loving, comes from heart also, but power, fortitude. I don't stop. The body will. I never will. Can't stop me. There's a lot of powerful things on this planet and off that already know that. This will never be made. This new awakening that's happening, this will never be about anything in a physical body or anything out of a physical body. Okay? It's time for this to be about what it should have been in the beginning. Family. Each other. Compassion, honor, equality. Okay? Whole lot of love in there. Okay, so getting back to the scenario. With that, finish this first. With the original male and female being gone as they are and everything else, I want to play God. And now with the soul cleanup, y'all are going to be free to have nice, soft lives. Okay? It's going to be a whole lot easier for you. Going back again, Lily and Ara, when we were having lives, it got to the point where we grew so big that part of us finally got so strong and everything, it just started breaking off from the original part. And there's a releasing involved here, being released to go out and do something, and then new focal points were growing. Of course, the whole time that that Lily and Arrow were having lives, the whole body of each one of their separate bodies was literally growing in size, and it was also, when it does that, it also starts growing more focal points in it. It's a kind of an interesting thing, but that's too much for now. Okay. As I look into something and see it, which I'm doing all the time, then I start focusing there, flowing over there, trying to talk to you at the same time, dealing with crap hanging around my head. It's just, sorry, too much for this body. And I'm tired. I want to get what I need to do and get gone. But anyway, speaking about that, that came out kind of weird. Anyway, so what's going on right now is you have this huge body of Lily and Ara, but it doesn't have the focal points in it. When I went into Lily to talk to her, I was looking for a focal point because that's where I go and handle most of the discussion while feeling the energy and the emotions and everything else going inside the energy. And there wasn't one. Same with Ara. And I'm like, okay, folks, that's not the best thing in the world. It's still spirit, sentient energy, but it doesn't have the strong focus. That's why Lily and Ara need one primary focal point within them. Okay, I'm going to be inside Ara, and then Lily has hers. Okay, now we literally are going to be driving these big bodies. You actually, because we'll never have a life again, we're going to start bonding with that whole big energy. And it becomes us, but it's more like it becomes a big extension of us. So that's what's going to be going on. For the next 275 years, what ours going to be is what's talking to you now. Okay? The same feelings, thought process, and everything else, that's what it is. And then it softens up a little more. Anyway, didn't really want to say that. Whatever. I'm tired of dancing around caring about stuff. Things are what they are. I just want to finish and leave. However, I can't quite do it yet. I have to be right to go into Ara, and then Lily's energy has to be the Lily's focal point has to go. That's in a body has to be relaxed to go in there, and there's a few of them. There's like Lily and Ara each have 110 focal points. I just happen to be the one that's going in Ara to run it, but they call us drivers. That's the word I was given because we go in there. It's like it's like having a big body, and then you put a big helmet on the head, and it just starts, soaking right into the head. That's all. No big deal. So it's like the brains behind it. So Lily's really anxious for that. And then Ara, he is too. He's a little different, when you have that kind of strength, fortitude, and everything else, and you don't have all the understanding to go with it, it can be a little bit of a offset and whatever. It's taken care of. He's chilling out inside that dimension of my head. But Lily, she's out working, doing stuff. She's working with her focal point, her driver, and she's not desperate, like, ooh, freaking out, but she's, let's say, heavily anxious to be complete again. So what's happening is a Lily and a Ara are about to be put together, and it needed to go this way. That's why I didn't leave yet. If it gets to the point where I know for a fact that Lily's ready to come together, even if she doesn't understand it, I'm going to have to make a decision. And don't think it's never popped in my head. Those of you close to me already know. I need to do what's right for everyone. I got to get back over there. I got to finish what I'm here to do. Animals, I gave my focal point, me, what I am. I promised animals so long so long ago. I don't mean this life. I'm talking about lives. Okay, 1 billion lives ago, I promised them I was going to get them the hell out of this thing where they get forced back into bodies to have lives. They're not being forced now, but they're ready to get out. And that's one reason why animal abuse is so prevalent all over the place on the internet. Because it's real, you all need to see it. And there's a ton of you out there with awesome love, compassion, honor, and understanding of equality. These are things that develop when you have love and compassion inside you, and you have the desire to protect, to nurture. These are things that are natural. We're what's taken over. Okay? The little raccoon's right outside the window. Anyway. By the way, raccoon energy, that's pretty interesting. Raccoon energy is strong. It means it's relative to you, to reminding you that you have the ability to do whatever you need to do. A raccoon, man, they're awesome. They can, because they're ambidextrous, thumbs and everything, they can because they have opposing thumbs and everything, they can literally go crazy, getting into stuff, tearing it up. They're really neat. Anyway, it's time for them to come out too. So every moment I'm in a body, it's like I'm hurting them. I can't help this. I'm doing everything I can. Michelle, Berjou, Melissa, they're really tied in with this spiritual symposium thing and this new foundation, which is going to be about saving animals. And it's going to be a ton of money going in there. That's why they're a foundation. There'll be people donating over $1 million to it. And it's going to be to save animals. They're going to show you that, they're going to show you some heart. Okay? We're all people in bodies. We all have different pros and cons, quirks, whatever. The thing is to do the job. If you're doing the right job and you're not wearing a sweater that someone else approves of, whatever. The main thing is what you get done at the end of the day. Okay? We're all different. We've all been put in bodies and given lives to create or bring out or depress different qualities or issues that we have. That's important to remember. You all were run by your first angels. They take their energy and they would put it right inside your crown. It goes down into your crown, goes down in here, and then literally they just run you. They just like that, and there you go. You do it, and then later on you say, why did I do that? How the hell did that happen? And you think there's something wrong with you. No. You were being controlled. Well, folks, that's the gist of what's going on. Okay? I've killed everything else over there except for the souls that are being stupid, running around, and I'm going after them hard. I'll be doing a lot more of that today. Uh, this is nothing anyone has to believe. It's nothing you have to have faith in. But there's a lot of you out there that actually know this is true. Uh, I've had a lot of people come to me for years now when stuff was going to them and bugging them, and I literally take the stuff out. Um, this isn't about me. It needs not to be about me. But as far as I'm going to talk about, that's me, my job. That's why I'm here. So the reason is you, if you don't understand what's going on. Okay? So things are going to change. They're going to change hard. Um, I cannot stay here much longer. I'm waiting for Lily's body to finish putting everything together. And I'll wait as long as I can. I'll do what's ever necessary to do my job. Nothing can stop me. But right now, the only intelligent thing for me to do is wait. And if y'all think I'm wearing egg on my face, hey, that's cool. That's no problem. The janitor that cleans up the office at night, the fireman putting out a fire, do you really think they care that much about your personal opinion towards them when they care about doing their job first? It doesn't mean they don't have a heart. It means they're dedicated to what they're doing, and that's what matters. Okay. Anyway, as I always say, and as I always mean, love y'all, man. Just keep going. And all of you, I don't care what, you don't have to be source inside. When something's bugging you, you just go like this and build a sphere over your whole body. Okay? And when you build the sphere, you have to make the understanding in your head that this sphere is strong energy, everything you can muster, and nothing can go interdimensional, pop in and out. This is an all-encompassing sphere. And build up the energy in it. And then once you can, in your mind, and this is why I say, please, get off the drugs, quit smoking pot, okay? I used to smoke all the time. I had to keep my sanity. But you know what? It's time for those of you that want to wake up, this is a necessity, okay? Sorry, it just is. So you build that sphere, you focus on that thing being incredibly powerful, see it in your mind, feel it in your gut. Karen, she's really strong. Heart energy, when she does stuff with her energy, her fingers tingle like crazy. You don't always feel things the same way because you're different frequencies. Don't worry about it. Sometimes you crown just like, it's just like lightning going on in there. Just feel it. Start by putting your hands together like this. Feel the warmth or tingling or energy that's in your fingers, and then put them together, then pull them apart. Go like this, and you'll start feeling the difference in the waves of energy. And once you can do that and relax a little bit, then you open up the ball like this, and then you build a sphere. You can just go bam, and here's a ball. Start here, okay? Boom. Build a sphere, get a sphere this big, and then something where your hands can fit over your head. Now, this sphere can literally be as big as the state of Texas if you want. The idea is, first start with your head, and just build the energy sphere over your head, and make sure that the fade can pop in and out. They're multidimensional. Boom, 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 boom. Go all over the place. If you just build a sphere that goes around your head without the intention, it's just intention. That's all. A quick thought process. Extra frequencies you add to the equation here of building the sphere, okay? So you build the sphere. You know that nothing can jump out in and out multidimensionally. And then you make it solid, and then as you slowly go like this, you move it off your head. Okay, pull it off your head, and it's like when I do that, let me just get this thing off. I'll burn what's in it. I'll go back later. But as I move it like through that, it's like inside there's an energy wall. I can feel it go through my head. Folks, when you first start doing this, you won't feel anything or just feel a little. You have to build up your energy, but please start. It also builds up your power. Everyone has power, okay? It's what you are, spirit, energy. So just start. And when you go like this, that's to help you feel the energy the energy flow differentiating as it comes out of your fingertips. The fingertips are the energy of the body. That's why when I say grab a stone, Use the fingertips, because then the energy goes in here, the energy goes in here. Okay, a lot of you listen to me, you already know that. But we have new people coming in every day. Okay, it just keeps growing. You all look at the figures, you know that. Anyway, that's because it's time for people to know. That's all. It's not because they want to see some goofy guy in overalls. It's time for them to know. The spirit guides are telling them. And it's safe for a lot of you to come out now because all the other big stuff's been beat up. But don't think that a soul can't mess with you when it's out of body, because it can. It just touches you. It goes right. It goes, puts feelings in here. It can actually touch your brain. Just sit on your brain and then actually start running some of your thoughts. There's still a problem of getting rid of them as quick as I can, just like those first angels. Okay. Anyway, look, I gotta run. Love y'all. Have a good one.